All right. There's a lot of religions and beliefs out there. So, why is that? Why does like 90% of the world think that there's something out there when other people think that no, they're dumb? Of course, there's nothing, no spiritual world or anything like that, or anything beyond what we see. Of course, there isn't. But what if there is, right? What if there's a God? A God, I'm not saying the God of the Bible, the God of the Islam or the Hindus, just at least a God. That's what everybody's focusing on. That's what everybody's fighting for, right? I'm about to prove why there has to be at least a God. Okay. We all know in first year of high school science that everything has a cause and effect, right? Because the trees eventually will die because they have a time limit. Everyone has a time limit. Birds have time limits. You have time limits, 100 years, maybe less. But they have to have a start date. Everything that starts or starts to live, it has a cause. Like the tree, its cause is a seed from another tree. And that tree's cause is another tree from that tree. What's the ultimate tree? What's the first tree that never began? Because that's the point. There has to be something that never began to begin something else. Like your parents, for example. Like they began, and since they began, they grew up, and then they had you, so you could begin. But who's the ultimate parent in the beginning who never began to exist to create everything? That's like with the universe. The scientists say that the universe started from a Big Bang. A bang is an effect. You know, you start a fuse, it explodes. The Big Bang is the explosion. What's the fuse? You know, science says, well, we don't know. We don't know that. You're not asking the right question. It's not a what, it has to be a who, because people can start things. You know, concepts don't start things. Scientists will say gravity started that, or something like that, a concept or a law or something like that. But the laws of gravity and the laws of reasoning are the effect. They started when the universe started. Like all that, like started once the universe banged, you know? So who's the banger that banged the bang, you know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. That something had to start the Big Bang. It had to be at least some kind of consciousness, some kind of intelligence, some kind of being. You're probably saying like, okay, why you couldn't have been the gravity? Gravity is inside the universe, and gravity can't make a choice. Like, you drop a pin on the table, it's gonna drop no matter what. It doesn't have a choice in the matter. It won't be like, Dontrell, if you drop this pin one more time, I'm not gonna bring it to the ground. No, it's always gonna do it no matter what. You know? But with the universe, that's from nothing to something. There had to be like a cause there. Something had to like flip it's like a switch. Someone had to flip the switch, you know? So, and even think about it, like scientists will say before the universe was nothing, right? Nothing at all. No thing, nothing at all, right? So, and then out of nothing, it exploded and then everything happened. So you're telling me nothing exploded and made everything. How does that even make sense? How does that make sense? That's like you just walking down the street and you just look up, there's just an explosion, then a building comes out of nowhere. What? That's not how anything works. If it's nothing, it's just gonna make nothing. You know? So there at least had to be like something in the beginning that never had a start, never had a beginning, to flip that switch and then create everything. That's what everybody's fighting about. That's why people are saying there's a God out there. There's some kind of thing that we can't see that started everything. That's what everybody is worshiping right now. Maybe it's the God of the Hindus, maybe it's the God of the Buddhists, maybe it's the God of the Christians. We don't know that, or do we? We could find out. Look at all the evidence, the real evidence, not just nothing and then it exploded and then made everything, because that doesn't make sense. Explosions destroy stuff, not build stuff. When's the last time you see a construction worker blow up a building and then made a second building? No. They blow up buildings to destroy buildings. No one made an explosion and then it made a building. That's not how it works. So, yeah.